So I've built this website, which is for small businesses, which offer services in person. Services like an auto service. Yeah, here's an example for that. Services like a dentist cabinet. Here's an example for that. Veterinary cabinet, another example, with testimonials, with lots of stuff. Barbershop, tattoo artist, counselor, the place where you go and get new glasses, medical recovery. Basically any business that offer services in person, like we saw. What it offers, you can create an account and change all the text here. You can change the text to better reflect your business, add a picture relevant to your business like we saw in the previous examples. Here is what you will get when you purchase this subscription. You will have included appointments. So appointments work like this. The client will make an appointment online, will select the service. I want an appointment, and then the client will have the available hours where he or she can make an appointment. Adds in his name, phone, a message if needed, and then this appointment, let's fill it. And this appointment, as we see, was made for Friday, 31 May at 11:30. If we go in the account, we can see the scheduled appointments with the date, hour, name, phone. Here we can validate the client. Since I'm logged in here, the appointment is already validated. We can cancel this appointment. We can reschedule it just by going again through these steps. We can see the appointments that had no slot available. For example, if the business is booming and we have nothing here, no slots available here, the client can go here, which means contact me for an appointment, and this appointment it does also a little bit of check on the phone number. And that appointment, because we had no slots, let's say, or in the span of 2 weeks we don't have any time to go there, it will appear here. And then we can call the client and reschedule it. Besides appointments, we have settings in which each section of this template website can be changed. For example, I can add an information here, an announcement, which will appear at the top of the page. For example, I can go here and make an announcement. You have 30 days free to trial, let's say. Yeah. And here we can put when we want this announcement to expire. I'll put it in July 30. We save it, and then if we go to see the website live, we can see it here. We can also change the call to action, which appears here. We can change the image here, and the other section as well, we can change them. One interesting thing here, for example, if you have for a service, you have a auto shop with more than one mechanic, 2 or 3 mechanics, you can change the capacity in order to get more appointments for the same slot. For example, if you have 3 mechanics, you can change that and save it here. And when the user will select the time slot, this will be available until those 3 capacity is taken. Another thing you have, you can put your schedule here. You can be flexible. You can put one in the afternoon, one in the morning, and so on. Basically, like calendar. So I've built this thing in Python with Mongo, Alpine.js, and Bulma. These are the basic components for Bulma, so that's why the design it's not really fancy, but it's very utilitarian, let's say. Here the website is live. Let's see the website locally. So I will start the Docker stack. So I have an app here with Docker. I have another thing here, which is another service with Remix.js. I built the landing page of sovgata.com in Remix. Now I need to rebuild that in React Router 7. It will be merged into that, but it's okay. A monitor, a simple server monitor, which gets me notifications on important events, like a user sign up, stuff like that, or the server is crashing, stuff like that. Mongo service, Express, which I used to see the database, and the caddy2 proxy, which handles the domains. Here is the caddy file. I have a lot of stuff here. I have on a VPS, which is hosted on a Romanian provider, the basic one with 2 gigs of RAM. Here is it. Here is hosted. I have multiple sites here, and here is the local caddy file configuration. Super simple. You just need to do a reverse proxy to the name of the service in the Docker Compose and the port that it's exposed. Here is the configuration for prog site. Since I want to run multiple projects on the same VPS, I created a folder structure which allows me to create multiple apps which have no relation between them in one folder, let's say. So I have here the apps folder. Here is an MVC, a simple MVC structure, nothing fancy. The one for prog site is this one. So here we can see the models. It's in FastAPI with Pydantic. So here, the most complicated part, let's say, of this website is the appointments module, because you have to deal with dates, and when you have to deal with dates, and it's super complicated, at least for me. So yeah, here is the model for the set appointment model. It does some validation here, some processing. We have the availability models, which when the user sets, for example, he is available from 8 to 4, it will do, based on the time that service need to be done, it will fill in the available time. So it needs to do some calculations there. So we have days entries. We get the current weekdays, the next 2 weeks, because the appointments can be made within 2 weeks. That's because if it's more than 2 weeks, probably the client will go to another person. That's what I do as a client. We have the availability model here. Again, some processing here, which fills automatically some fields, so I don't need to fill a lot of fields when doing that. Basically, it calculates the weekdays, the next weeks, and match it and tries to fill the service in the specified availability by the client. Yeah, I had a hard time doing all this fitting of the availability specified by the client in hours and minutes, and that was a bit hard to do, but managed to make it. If something goes wrong, for example, I have if a bug appears or something like that, I have logging implemented. So on each route here, on these views, I have a try except, and on exception I use log guru, which saves the logs, and the service notifier, this simple server monitor, will look into that log and send me a notification here, and I will be able to see it and take action on that. One thing with this structure of this what I made here, it's nice that I can use on the same Python process. I can have multiple websites, so I don't care. It's efficient in terms of RAM used, but it's not efficient in terms of SEO, in terms of CEO, software engine optimization. That's because here, as you can see, I'm doing not on this one, on the main ones, I'm doing a redirect. And if the crawler, if the Google crawler or other crawler wants to get data from it and parse it and index it, this comes as an issue. So I will need to create a website not on the same process, but each one should be its own service. That would be a bit too much for this VPS that I have, because I already have almost reached the maximum of 2 gigabytes of RAM. But I was thinking that I can convert this website to Golang, and that will be more energy efficient, memory efficient, and with an SQLite database that would be enough. Let's put this these services down, because the CPU goes like crazy with it. Mongo Express is pretty RAM consuming. It consumes 152 megabytes of RAM just to stay idle without doing nothing. And using SQLite, I think it will help me add more side projects on that small VPS. So the deployment, it's super basic. On the VPS, I just use CCP to copy files to that VPS, and with Docker, I just do make up like I have here, and it's on. It takes 2 minutes at maximum. So this is a pretty useful website for small businesses, so I'm really proud of it. I got free user signups. I did a lot of outreach for it. I've sent about 200 emails and messages, but it is what it is. It seems that it didn't take off. This was built in January this year, 2024. It took me, I think, a month. What I would do is to separate the websites, so each one will run on its port. So I will not do anymore that redirect, which harms the SEO. The stack doesn't really matter. Python with FastAPI, Alpine.js, and maybe HTMX. It's more than enough. Pretty good. I've used Remix for this website, for softkata.com, You see it has that redirect, but that's because there are multiple sites on the same port, and that's something I need to change, either to get a bigger VPS or move to Golang. So this is made in Remix, and I'm not sure if I would jump on this web stack, because Python has a lot of libraries, better maintained libraries than JavaScript, especially when it comes to data processing and stuff like that. And another thing, for each website, for each side project or something like that, where you have it online, having a blog would help a lot the search engine to find me. Yeah, let's see how it goes with prog site. I was thinking that I could create some templates from which the user can choose, maybe use Firebase. Here you have hosting free, so for a small business that would be just to pay for the domain without a monthly payment. Also there is Netlify, which allows to have static sites with domains set up, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, let's see how it goes.